not too busy this morning. What I'm going to do is I bought a machine, or a couple machines the other day, and one of them was really out of balance. The tub was bent, but it had a good transmission in it. This transmission right here. And as far as I can tell, that post isn't bent. I don't even know if the post on these bends, I think it's just the tub that's bending. But anyway, I also got a machine, not at the same time. I got like two machines. I've got this one that's got a good tub, it runs smooth. If you can hear, those bearings are out in it. I got this one, and bearings are out in it too. It's got a little bit of wobble in this tub. And what I think I'm not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use this one. And what we'll do, we'll take that one and we're gonna change the gearbox in it from that machine that had a good gearbox and had a bent tub. So let's get right to that. So what we need to do is pull the agitator and the tub and then we'll get underneath it and pull the gearbox. We'll get a tray here. Nosy Wally. Little Brownie came over to visit with Wally. Sure miss our peacock. It's not the right time of year for him anyway. He wasn't too active this time of year. He'll get more active in the spring when he grows his feathers. Yeah, it looks like we had some damage to the splash guard. A little bounce. Change the splash guard too. Need a longer lanyard. Well, I'm telling you, I need to hook on everything. Now this is not a repair that I do for customers because it costs so much, and I usually don't have good used gearboxes. But if I have a machine that I can salvage from a used gearbox, I will try this. I don't always have success with it. In fact, well, I haven't done it that much. I just want to try this one. Yeah, we'll replace this splash guard. It's been damaged from being out of balance. Yeah, this will be trash. screw it out. But now what we'll do is we'll remove the agitator. There should be a slot right there to remove the cap. Get a 7/16 inch socket and remove our agitator bolt. It surprisingly came out pretty easy. There we go. And it lifted right off of there. Now, take our spanner nut loose. And a viewer asked me the other day, he said he didn't have one of these specialty made things to pull a tub, but you really don't need one of these unless it's just a real hard tub to pull. You can take a 2-pound hammer, lift up on the right here by the splash ring or the balance ring, and if you'll tap the spin block, it'll break it loose from the tub. It lifts right off. Now sometimes, and it's very rare that you'll have one that you'll need a device like that, but most of the time you just tap that spin block. Don't worry about messing up the threads because they're pretty low down on that spin block. You got a good taper on there. You just tap it one good lick and it usually breaks loose of the corrosion. So we're down to this part of it, so let's get underneath it and we'll take all the components off. And once we do that, we can put our new our used gearbox on that doesn't have the bearings torn up in it. Now this is kind of an experiment for me too, because I want to see whether it's a bent tub that was on there or that bent shaft. I know this tub here is good and works true on that one. So we know we have a good tub and we got good bearings. So if we put this together, I'm gonna go ahead and change the suspension rods too, just because those bounce a little bit. I might not change them just to test it, but I'll change them before I sell the thing for sure. Anyway, let's get down in here and take some stuff loose. I'm going to take everything off of this gearbox. Alright. Not need that for a while. Let's go ahead and take this off. And we'll take our shift actuator off. 2 screws. And their plug. Here we go now. Get some pliers and let's take these wire ties loose. I'll tell you what, let me take the motor and the splutch off first. Oh, you know what? We don't have a tub in there. Should have loosened that before the tub. But we have this method. And it works for me. I boogered that up a little bit, didn't I? Yeah, not much. It'll be alright. If not, I got another splutch wheel. What? There it is. What happened here? Boy, that... How to get that screwdriver in there? Like one of those monkey traps. I need my socket back. I don't know what I did. There it went. Huh. Fits right in there. Oh, there. Got a little bind on it. I see. So, hush up. Okay, let's take the old splutch off. You have an ear there, an ear there, an ear there. No, and I'll let go in. My ear here. Come on. This one is reluctant. Let me get down here and see this one. Find it. There it goes. Alright. Put a splitch up here. Now, this has got a pin on this side. A pin right there. And we need to take our motor off. Supposed to have a plumber coming, and he's a couple of days late. Alright, we got all our components off, so we need to start disassembling the gearbox, or taking the these are really pretty simple to get off of here. Now you can buy the new gearbox and change it yourself. I don't do this because it's usually a very costly. The part's costly, then you put your markup on it, and then you add your labor to that, and it's a costly expense. And then the customer brings it to the house or brings it home, and the next thing you know, something else goes out on it, and they're mad at you. They say, well, I could have put that money toward a new machine. Well, that's why I advise against having me change the gearbox. In fact, I don't do it anymore. I got one lady really mad at me. She wanted me to fix it. I fixed it. It worked for about a month, and then the water pump, something else went out on it, and she was hopping mad. You should have seen that one. I said, look. So if it costs too much money, I won't even mess with it. Pulls her right out of there, doesn't it? That's junk iron. In fact, let's put it. Oh, you can feel those bearings, how messed up they are. That one's full. This one's junk iron, yeah. Hey, old buddy. So let's get our new gearbox, or our new used gearbox. Oh yeah, and that one is smooth. You can't feel any rubbing when you turn the shaft. Okay, so what we should do before we put this in is get our dog out of the way. Get our dog out the way. All right. Why don't you go sit with your mama? It's cold out here. All right, let's get some grease. Clean this seal up the best we can. And it's going to fit right up in here. We'll clean that up. Alright, here we go. Well, put a little grease on it and see if we can stab it in there. Some leaking on there on that other machine. Alright, we gotta be able to stab it right on there. Boy, that just fit like a glove. And the holes line up. Let's make sure all of them line up really well. Here's that one. Oh yeah. Come on. All of y'all fit except this one. I'm just not getting it started right. Yeah. For some reason. Well, that's it. Right in, the hole is perfectly lined up. Yeah, I just need to put a little more torque on it here. I'm not able to push it. Yeah, there it goes. This one. And this one. And this one. There's just 4 bolts that hold this to that plastic tub. That's all you need. That's sealed out. Oh, those are good. Just past them one more time. Perfect. Okay, so we can start putting our components back on. Let's start with the motor. Now, if you're going to do this yourself, I mean, if it was my washing machine, I'd probably go ahead and buy the gearbox and change it myself. But if you're in a situation like me and you have used machines coming in and out all the time, then you'll, if you can find one with other issues without other than the bearings being out, then you may have a good gearbox. And this is really an experiment for me, because I'm always thinking either the tub is bent or the shaft is bent. I just don't think that shaft's going to bend. I was seeing when tubs are bent, you usually see damage right in this area of porcelain being popped off a little bit, but not always. Some of these things will fool you, and I can't guarantee that this is going to be a fix. Now this has a different type of connection. Let's make sure all this is fit. I'm pretty sure it does. That. Okay, it'll be all the way over here. There we go. That works. When you're putting this back together, make sure that this pin fits into that slot. Alright. Give me a green screw. And that green screw will go right there. And another green screw here. Oh, it fits right there. Very good. Let's plug it back up. Make sure it fits good. It snaps into place. And snap our capacitor back into place. Plug it in. And look at there. That just fell right in the right hole. Just falls right in that hole. Everything is pulled back together perfectly. Let's put our clutch wheel back on. What do I do with the nut? Well, I do have splutch nuts, so I'd like to have that one. What do I do with that nut? Oh, no matter. Splutch nut. That's not one. That's one right there. Nope, it's not one. Yeah, gotta be one right there. Looks just like it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we won't tighten that up. We'll tighten it more when it gets to building. And tub in. I don't know what I did with that nut. It must have been on flying when I knocked it out with that screwdriver. Oh well. Alright. Let's take this and buff it up a little bit. Wally, you need to get a rake out here and clean all this up. What you think? Starting to get junky around here. Looks all right. Okay, so you know what we ought to do is put our guard back on, because chances are we won't be back under here. That's pretty tight. You don't want to get super tight. On account of you can collapse that thing down onto the shaft and it won't work right. It really happens on GEs a lot. Wally has transitioned into a pretty good shop dog. He does have a tendency to bother people though. He wants attention. Okay. Sometimes I can't see. Alright, now just raise it back up. And get him a hog. ought to get me one of them. Wonder what the missus would say. You don't kill yourself on that. Alright, you got two little ears right here that fit in these slots. So you gotta line them up. It's right down on it. Perfect. Now we can drop our tub back in. Just like that. What you rushing out here for? And put our spanner nut back on. Get that reasonably tight. Here we go. Perfect. Yeah, we need to change those. I am reluctant to change those till I test it. If I test it and it doesn't I'm talking about changing these suspension rods. If I change it and it doesn't get out of balance, then I'll change them. If it's out of balance, see what I'll do a spin test. If there's any vibration or very much vibration, then I'll change them. Or not, I don't know. This is an experiment, really. Now, when I spin this, I hear no bearing noise. Before, sounded like Wally when he's dreaming. I don't know what he's growling at. Wally, let us get a splash Goddard. We have one. We could have a splash Goddard for that. That's one right there, the last one. No? Come on now. Huh. Either thin. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Not it. Well, I have to take one out of this machine. Let's see if that's splash guard. No. I'll tell you what, I don't have an Amana splash guard. too high. This is a old style, but I can't believe that I don't have an amount of splash guard. This one. Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna have to use that old splash guard. I just don't want to. But it's functional. Well, when I left Mr. Harper's, I left too much stuff over there, I guess. I hauled a lot of the stuff away. I shouldn't have. He probably turned over in his grave. That man saved everything. Guess when you come up in the time period he did, I'll clean this up later. I'm eager to see if we've got our out of balance problem solved. The first thing we want to do when we change stuff like that is recalibrate the machine. Yeah, we need a drain hose on it too. I know I got one of them. Let's put a drain hose on it. There's that nut I was looking for. No, it wasn't far. It's getting warmed up now. Let's see. There's one. Let's use this one. Now, before we do anything, let's recalibrate this machine. Now, if you need to recalibrate your machine, there's a book fixed right here. In fact, let's pull this book out. It's inside the front left corner of this machine. So we'll pull our book out. And we'll turn to these pages here. First we need to, so we want to look at a recalibration. Calibration mode. So it's going to tell us calibration must be performed when any of the following components have been replaced: the main control board, the basket, the drive assembly, suspension, motor, and capacitor. Not performing calibration will result in poor wash performance. To access calibration mode, perform steps 1 and 2 of activating the service diagnostic test modes. Turn the cycle selector knob until the status LEDs correspond with this. So we're going to put it in diagnostic mode, put it on the rinse light, and push the button and just let it go. So to put it in diagnostic mode, you can go over here and it shows you to go 1 and 2. What does it say? 1 and 2? Yeah, steps 1 and 2 of activating the service diagnostic modes. Activating service diagnostic modes. And that is, you turn this anywhere to the left. First, you want to plug it in. It doesn't want to do anything without some pixies going through the motor windings. The pixies running rampant through the motor windings. So let's give it a moment for the capacitors to charge on the control board. Sometimes you can hear them click. Alright, let's try this. Alright, you turn it anywhere to the left. I always stop on 12 o'clock. Then you go 1, 2, 3 clicks to the right, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. And all your LEDs should be flashing. I don't know if you can see that. Camera frame rates make things crazy. So all of the LEDs are flashing. Okay, so back to calibration mode. First step, go through 1 and 2, which we just did. Turn the cycle selector knob until the LED corresponds to the rinse light, like that. Note the status LED. Okay, press the start button to begin the washer calibration. So once we press the start button, it'll start calibrating. Do not interrupt calibration, disturb washer, or remove power, otherwise calibration must be repeated. The lid must be down to perform the test. The basket must be empty. It is. And no water or clothes in it. The calibration cycle runs for approximately 2 to 4 minutes. Calibration completes when the door unlocks and washer enters the standby mode. So all we have to do now, we got it in service diagnostic mode, put it on the rinse light here like it says here, and we push the button, and now it's going through the calibration mode. So we're going to let it do what it does for the next 2 to 4 minutes, and we will come back to it. Alright, so it has finished its calibration. So let's put clothes in this rascal and see what will happen. Hopefully we got us another machine we can sell after we clean it up a bit. Let's put it on warm, large, regular contact. Yep, we got water too. Yes, she is washing just fine. If I had another splash guard for this thing. I can't believe I don't have one. Soap on the top of that. Oh, whoop. Those collars are bothering you? Because I know you don't have fleas. I know you don't have fleas. Where's your buddy? Don't see her this morning. Turn around. Turn around. Sit. Lay down. Lay down. Bang! You die before I shoot you. You die before I shoot you. Now you want a treat, don't you? You want this treat? You want this treat right here? Oh. You gonna turn around for it? You gonna turn around one more time? Alright. Got to keep the dog happy. Did you bury that or did you eat it? You know, you got a well-fed dog when he buries all his treats. Boy, that is a quiet transmission. You can just barely hear it. Yep. That's a good sign. I think we're going to have a good machine there. We'll probably go ahead and change the suspension rods. We'll see how it spins. It's draining. Let's see if it's going to spin for us. I just don't like this damage here. I got caught up under this lip here. It's usually a sign of it being out of balance. Just ran out of water. So it should shift into spin, and it did, and it should throw it over here to rinse. Yeah, shifted to rinse. Making it drip water. It's like it's leaking its meat because of this right here. Now we're going to see it spin. Actually, it's spinning up really well. Let's see the vibration. Yeah, new spin tubes, new spin suspension rods would fix that first wobble. Yeah, we got us a good machine here. I'm going to call this one fixed. So what we did, we changed the bearings were out in it, and we changed the gearbox, and everything else seems to be working okay. I'm going to go ahead and change the suspension rods in it. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to a video up here where you can see all about suspension rods and how to change them. Anyway, if you change the suspension rod, you can see that initial exaggerated wobble in the machine. The linear dampeners are bad in these suspension rods, so once I change that, you wouldn't see that exaggerated. It corrected itself, but at a heavier load it may not. It might get out of balance, and so I'll change those, and we'll have a machine that we can sell. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. You know, if I've got over 1 million views and somewhere around 7,000 subscribers, I'm just thinking the other day, if just 10% of the people that watch my videos would subscribe, I'd be a successful YouTube channel. But it's the views that count anyway. In this particular niche, most people that watch my videos are here because they have a problem. They want to fix their problem, and they're never going to watch it again until they have another problem. But I appreciate every view I get, and a lot of you guys in the comments. I like answering, try to answer all my comments, and a few of you have sent me some love in the way of donations and super thanks, and I appreciate it a lot. So anyway, I'm growing, and I like doing this. I like helping folks, and hope you get I hope you get some value out of my videos, and if you do, give me that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Chip this out.